If it is not snowing outside my house when I get to read this book, I am going to rage and file a formal complaint. Hi besties, I'm Annie. I literally cannot believe that it is 2026 already. How have we made it here? Where did 2025 go? I mean, I know she was filled with a whole load of chaos, a whole load of unbridled chaos that completely wrecked my life over the summer. We don't need to talk about that. We really don't. We are here to reset for 2026 with good vibes only, mood reading vibes only. We are only reading things that are the vibe of the moment, and we're going to enjoy every single second of it, besties. You guys know it wouldn't be a reset if we didn't talk about everything we've read in the month before. So have your last look at 2025's reading journal, because we are never seeing her again after this. I had a whole long list of festive and winter coded reads lined up for December. Let me tell you guys, I was so festive read out. Festive reads is out. I don't know, I was done with it. By the time it was Boxing Day, I was like, I am over this, I am done. I'm gonna finish this last one because it's kind of good, but I'm so over her. I did not read every single book on this list, but let's go through what we did read. So I think I'd left off talking about Big Nick Energy and Whiskey Business by Lainey Lawson, which if you would like to know about those and a few other of these festive reads, then do go check out my festive reading vlog, because I did post that even though I was super sick at the end of December. Y'all, it kicked me in the butt. I was so unwell for ages. I'm still not like 100%. I think you can probably hear it in my voice. It's a little bit bitchy. We had a great time with those books. What I actually read in December, we had Hunted in Holly by Leanne Bell, which I gave 3 stars and 2 chilies. Honestly, like, the vibe was a cat and mouse game, and like, yes, granted it was only 120 pages, but it was a little bit like, what am I reading? I was a bit confused. It wasn't really giving me quite what I wanted. The vibes were a little bit It felt like it needed to lead into a series, and I don't think it does. So we're not really quite sure what we were doing with that one. We were Good Spirits by BK Borison. Again, was also in the festive reading blog, which I gave 4 stars and 2 chilies. This was so cute. This was the book of the moment as well. This was the perfect festive read, and if you haven't read it, put it on your TBR for December 2026, because let me tell you, like, this is a good one. It was like just Christmassy enough where it was like, oh, I feel a little bit festive. I could maybe get in a festive mood if I so please. But it wasn't like so in your face Hallmark movie where it's like, oh, she leaves her big city job and finds love in the countryside. Like, it's not like one of those. It was so well done. Like, the vibes were on point the whole way through, and it's like a little bit tragic, but it's beautiful in its tragedy, and I ate this up. Gifted to His Dad by Jay Wilder, 4 stars, 5 chilies. Look, it does what it says on the tin, okay? It was short, it was spicy, it is giving you exactly what you think it's giving you when you read that title. It was a good time. Besties, don't let me forget my tea, because this is cold. No, it like literally is. Oh my goodness. Okay, back on track, besties, with Can I Tell You Something by Holly June Smith. 5 stars, 5 chilies. Oh, look, these festive reads were smoking hot. Okay, so our male main character in this, Cameron, he does these like audio, I don't even know what to call it other than meditation-y. They're not meditations, but they're like audio spicy things. I didn't know that these were actually a legitimate thing until a couple of months ago when one of my friends was like, oh, you like spicy books, like you have to check this out. And I texted her this book and I was like, you are gonna have to read this, because it's the perfect like winter ski holiday mixed with this like LA boy with his spicy audio booky things. And I'm just gonna skip forward a page because See You Next Winter is like the follow-up to this. So our main girl in the first one, Hannah, it's her brother Ryan and his love interest Kyla, who they've been like dancing around each other for years. This again was another one of these like tragically beautiful, like you see it going like so bad at points and you're like, oh my god, this is horrendous, like there is no way back from this. It like slowly starts to like turn around and then it's just like boom to the ending, and it is like perfect. Both of these books, incredible. See You Next Winter I gave 4.5 stars and 4 chilies, just because I think there wasn't even necessarily something missing. I just think it was, the beauty of that one was in the tragedy of it rather than like it was mega spicy. But both of these books are pretty dang spicy. I DNF'd Kiss of the Basilisk by Lindsay Straub. Honestly, I got to like 53%. Like, I gave this such a good go, and the first bit of this I was like, okay, this is silly, this is like whatever it is. Like, it was almost high society Bridgerton-esque, because it was like, go to the ball and you have to go for the prince's hand and this, that, and the other. But then it was like a little bit like The Bachelor, because they're like in a competition for the prince's hand, and then it's like really daft because they have to be trained in the spicy arts by the basilisks as part of some war peace treaty. Look, I don't know what was going on, okay? I don't know what was going on. The start of this, I was like, okay, I could get on board with this. And then our main girl starts to like the prince, and I'm like, what are you doing? There is nothing about this prince that is likable in my book. There is nothing about him that makes me go, oh, okay, fine. Maybe I could be like, no, just straight, no, I could not be convinced by this prince. And then it just starts to get a little bit more unhinged, and I'm not going to spoil it because it's quite a big thing. Let me just say, if you are going to read this, do check out those trigger warnings. Do be cautious going into this, because this is a no holds barred book. And then we've got Duke by Jessica Peterson. This was more like ish winter coded rather than necessarily festive, even though this was on my festive reading list, because the cover has them in a snowstorm. And yes, the primary key bit of this is during a snowstorm, but then the rest of it seems to be at like every other time of year. So I was like, I don't really know what's going on, but sure. I'm just gonna tell you outright, the point of this book is a accidental pregnancy. It's not just like thrown in at the end, which is where I really hate this as a trope. It's like, that is the point. The point is the pregnancy. Like, this isn't a spoiler. Okay, don't panic. And honestly, it was good. It was good. And I feel like it's like books like this that make me feel like accidental pregnancy as a trope has a place. It's books where it's like 98% through, they're like, lol, and she's pregnant, and I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding? Stop it. Those books stress me out. This book was great. This was 4.5 stars. This was like 5 chilies. I had a great time with this book. I'm kind of sad that this series is going to be coming to an end in 2026. I also really can't wait for the last book, because I have loved so many of these books in this series, and Jessica Peterson is now a staple author for me. And then the technically second to last, but the final book that we're talking about is Christmas in Chestnut Springs by Elsie Silver. This is the 5-chapter little mini novella that you can only get from signing up to her newsletter. Returning to the Eaton squad over at Wishing Well Ranch. So incredible. Absolutely love it. You get 1 chapter from each of the guys' POVs. It's so super cute, and it's like you get so much of like the original characterizations and like the original vibes. And it's like you can, even without reading whose chapter it is at the top, instantly are just like in their POV and you know exactly which brother it is, and it's perfect. This was the perfect little like tie it up with a bow, a big old fancy fandangled covered in glitter four-wheeler bow, and I loved it. Honestly, I only gave it 4 stars because I'm like, I want more, but also at the same time, I'm like, let them live their life. This was so good. I loved it. Now, besties, I know that I said that we are mood reading this year, and we are, but I am kind of going to be creating loose TBRs, more for the vibes, more for kind of these are books I really want to get to right this moment in time. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. They're more kind of like the immediate, oh, I'm really excited by these. So in the Teapot Book Club, which is me and my bestie Emily, we are reading Zodiac Academy The Awakening as Told by the Boys, because we have been working our way through the Zodiac Academy series. We've read 1, 2, and 3. We've now read 0.5, which is Origins of an Academy Bully, and so we now have The Awakening from the boys' POV before we can continue on numerically. I'm excited to read this because as soon as I read Zodiac Academy 1, I remember doing this in a reading vlog, and like the first 30% I was like, what am I reading? What is happening? And then it hits like 30%, I'm like, no, okay, fine, I can vibe with this. And as soon as I finished that, I really wanted to read this one, but at the time we were following a reading guide which was like, don't read it yet, and I kind of wish we'd read it then. So I'm really excited to get to this one now, because I think this is going to provide so much context. I know it's like literally going to be going over the exact same same thing, but in book 1 we only get Darcy and Tori's POV, so I'm really excited to get the guys' POV from this because I feel like as we've kind of gotten used to them and like learned more about them through 2 and 3, I feel like this is going to give us so much more, and I'm so excited for it. Another book club I'm part of is Book Besties on Fable, which is run by Poppy here on YouTube. I will link her down below, but we are going to be reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is technically a reread for me, but because I have Brimstone on my shelves, the one thing I have seen while I've been dodging spoilers like it's my literal day job, that people have been like, I didn't read Quicksilver again and I can't remember a single thing that went on in it, and I have no idea what that is even happening, so reread Quicksilver. So when I saw this coming up as part of the book club, I was like, okay, fine, I will just reread it. I was kind of planning on doing it anyway, but the fact that it's part of a book club makes me like even happier, because it's like I love adding in the comments on Fable and like people reacting to it and answering you, and then you get into all these like conversations about bits that you love and hate, and it's so much fun. And then I have The Wolf King. This is a new-ish release, and I'll be totally honest, I don't really know anything about this. I remember reading the blurb once upon a time. I can't remember it now, so let's read it. This sounds amazing already. I'm here for this already. War erupts between humans and werewolves. A princess finds herself torn between duty and desire. On the eve of her wedding, Princess Aurora catches the eye of powerful Alpha Callum. He kidnaps her, whisking her away to the rugged lands north of the border, and a forbidden attraction starts to grow. Oh my god. With monsters on both sides and a bloodthirsty war raging, will their story end in love or tragedy? Will Aurora ever get home? Does she even want to? Do I need to say anything else? This feels like absolutely the vibe. I mean, I have been stepping back into my paranormal era, so like 13-year-old Annie is so happy about that. I'm really here for like more like princess coded stuff, as well as having that like slightly darker edge to it with the werewolves and things. This is the kind of mood reading vibes we're talking about, besties. If it is not snowing outside my house when I get to read this book, I am going to rage and file a formal complaint. Besties, I am so excited to keep reading on the Phantom Stallion series by Terry Farley. I read this when I was a kid. This is a middle grade series, but literally I cannot remember a single thing, so it's like reading it for the first time again, which I absolutely love. But I have finally managed to make this series match the season that I'm in, and if I don't get snow outside my window while I am reading this curled up in bed with 1,000 blankets, I am actually going to be so angry, because this is like the perfect vibe to be reading this in. I don't know what happens in this series. I kind of vaguely remembered book 1, and from there I feel like I don't really know anything that happened in this series. When Sam finds a home for a group of unadoptable Mustangs, she feels like a hero, but when she promises to help care for the horses, especially the blind filly among them, she's overwhelmed with responsibility. When the filly wanders off alone in a snowstorm, will Sam be able to find her in time, or will the Phantom be the one who saves the day? I need a snowstorm outside my house when I'm reading this book. Like, this is the coziest thing ever. I want a cup of tea. Maybe I'll even treat myself to a chai. But like, I want a hot drink. I want my 1,000 blankets, and I want snow outside my window. Is that too much to ask? And then we also have Dragon Curse by Elise Cover releasing on the 6th of January. I have pre-ordered this. I cannot wait for it to arrive. I am really excited for this. Elise Cover's writing is like when you go home and your grandmother starts telling you all these amazing stories, because it's like being wrapped in a warm hug. There's something about her writing that just makes me feel so at home. I just connect with it nearly every single time. I absolutely love it. I loved, where is it? Arcana Academy up here. So I'm so excited for this new series from her, especially because it's dragons. It's like back to her epic fantasy coded stuff. I don't know if it's YA or NA. I think it might be YA. Either way, I am so excited for it. It was literally like dragons and war and Elise Cover, and I went add to basket, a pre-order, oh thank you very much. I didn't really apply too much thought to it, let's be honest, because we're mood reading. Besties, before we get into the bullet journal for January, I need to talk to you guys about my creative projects. There's a couple of things that I want to get done this month, but there's also like a few bigger projects I want to get done this year. Not only am I still working on my current fantasy romance novel at the moment. We are working through edits. Let me tell you, besties, it is taking its time, but I think it's going to be one of those of like, it needs the time to be really good. It's like when you leave dinner in the slow cooker and it just gets better and better the longer that you leave it. It's going to be one of those, besties. I'm so excited for it. It is coming together slowly. I'm really, really hoping to be able to dedicate so much more time to it this year than I have been able to in 2025. This year is going to be the year of me getting that done and then figuring out what the next step is, because that's way too intimidating right now, so we're just taking it one step at a time with that. I also have a diamond painting that I have had under the bed waiting for me for ages. I started it I think maybe 3 years ago now. This is not small, it's like huge. For one, it is huge and it takes so much time, and I haven't had like a proper table where I can just pop it up, sit in front of the TV, put on a film, all of that, and like actually do it. So I've been like doing it on the floor, so I've like looked like a little grandma with my little hunchback. It has not been the vibe. I've been so sore trying to do it, so I just haven't done it, and I really want to finish it this year because I think it will look absolutely amazing when it's up on the wall, and it will just be so cute. So I really want to get that done. And also I'm working on my wardrobe, and I mean like the internals of the wardrobe, like my clothes. I started learning to sew and started like making my own clothes in 2025, and I really want to continue that this year. And I want to build myself a little bit of like a capsule wardrobe, so it's like super easy, simple pieces that I can just throw any combination of anything together and it'd be cozy and comfy and the perfect fit, because women's sizing doesn't make sense because it's literally never the same in any two shops, and it drives me nuts. It is going to be cozy, it's going to be cute, it's going to be the perfect size, it is going to be comfy as all get out, and I am so excited for that. So that is another big project I have this year, is making a whole load of clothes, and I really want to start in January. I want to do myself a pair of like wide leg leggings, which I already have a pattern for. I need to order some fabric for it. I'm thinking of going with like a dusky pink, so I think that'll be a really cute vibe. But I will be bringing you guys along this year for more of those like crafty moments. So let me know what crafty projects you guys are up to this year. Pop it in the comments down below. Maybe we're on the same vibe with a few things, because those are not the only projects that I have going on this year. But I know you guys really love the journal. I hope you guys really love the journal. Let me know if you guys love the journal moments, because I love it. I love doing my journal every single month. It's so helpful to me. I would literally be lost without it. So let me know that you guys like it too, or if y'all just skip past this bit and you're like, I don't care about your journal, stop. But of course I have my January mood board, so we've got all this kind of like writerly stuff up here. So we're like working through edits this month. This is a month of edits. We are going to smash through it, let me tell you. We've also got some reading moments down here, a little bit of exercise, some good food, playing Red Dead Redemption. I really want to play more RD2. I really want to finish it this year. That's another thing I really want to get done this year. I want to finish that this year. So we've got that down here. We've got some like fun little crafty projects which I think will be fun. As always, we have a super simple calendar. Y'all, I nearly ruined my January pages like 3 times. I added in an extra row to the bottom of my calendar because I apparently can't even count to 5. So that's fun. We have the brain dump. It always looks like this at the beginning, and I'm always like, oh, we can just skip past this because it's a blank page. At the end of the month, this thing is looking so different. And then I said to you guys that I wanted to try something new in January for my spreads. So this is what we have for the weeklies. So across the top here, which you can see at every single point in the month, we have the creative projects I want to be getting done, the YouTube videos I need to have kind of on my radar to be making things, and then I have a habit tracker for my writing, so I know which days I've done that on, and then which chapters I've worked through edits. This weekly spread looks quite different. So we've got shorter columns for the days, and then we have this big task list here, and then when we flip over this little like half page, we've got a cute little design, which look, I am no artist, you guys, but I have to make some of it pretty, okay? Because otherwise, if it's too plain and functional. I'm like, why am I spending all this time faffing about? So I have to at least make an attempt. This was my attempt at a little Bob Ross moment. It does not look like a Bob Ross moment. I am fully aware. Don't even start with me. But then we have the rest of the days of the week here. And really, this just kind of goes on where we've got the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, task list for the week, a little design. Look at this chubby little squirrel. Look at this chubby little squirrel. He's so ugly, but we love him all the same. And then we have Thursday through to Sunday, and this carries on. You guys, I nearly mucked this up again, honestly, because I did all of these weeklies and I was like so proud of myself, and I nearly did this last little page up at the top here and I realized I was a week short. I was a week short. How can I miscount that badly? I had to quickly chop up another page so that we had enough weeks in January because I nearly mucked it up again. And then just like the brain dump, this page looks really plain and blank at the moment, but this is my reading log. So this spread is replacing this. We're still gonna have the stars and the chili stamps. We're still gonna have all the fun juicy details that don't get posted anywhere online. This is a just for me, this spread. So this will get filled up with all of my thoughts about everything that I've read, but that is the journal for January. So we're still kind of testing out to see if I like these weekly spreads. So February could look a little bit different. I don't know. If you guys like the bullet journal stuff, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe down below, and let me know that you guys like the bullet journal stuff. Otherwise, if y'all are hating it, I will take it out. It's fine. I will just keep it for me. Anyway, thank you guys for coming to hang out with me, do this little reset, drinking my cold tea because you know your girl forgot about it every single time. Let me know what is on your radar for this month. What are you guys up to? What creative projects are you doing? What are you reading? What is your vibe for this month? I am very clearly still in my fantasy, paranormally kind of moment, and I am loving that for me, honestly. 13-year-old Annie is so happy up in my head right now. This paranormal moment that I'm in is like healing something in me, I'm telling you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an absolutely amazing Cozy Chaos day and your next read is a 5-star. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.